Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 45 of Jimmy's Diner. I have with me Lexus and Evan of Soulita Soap. I wanted to start off this podcast. I usually do the goofy shit and just try to have fun, and it's all over the place. You guys know how it is, but there was a situation in Providence with another case of excessive force involving police, with a young man the cops, if you guys saw the video, I don't really like to look at the videos too much. I feel like people spend a lot of time sharing the video and resharing the video, and that people don't realize that that's very traumatic, and it creates more anxiety for people. I'm a big mental health nut on this podcast, and people spend a lot of time resharing videos and pressuring people to repost videos, and don't realize how much damage that inflicts on somebody mentally. But Jamal Gonzalez, somewhere in Providence, like I said, I barely watched the video, so I really wouldn't know where. And I feel like people who know exactly where are kind of weirdos at the end of the day, because it's something that we shouldn't have implanted in our memory at the end of the day. This young man was on a moped, and he was struck by a cop. What made it even more disturbing is that I barely watched this video as well. Someone who was high ranked in the Providence Police Department said that this young man struck the building, and there was a protest actually tonight. And more power to you if you can protest. Me personally, I can't. It's not all about protesting to me. Like I said on the last podcast about what's going on in Armenia, if you can donate, if you can even spread awareness, even if you don't watch the video. I mean, watch the video for yourself to do your own research on things. But if you can spread awareness, if you can donate to something, then cool. That's enough. But I think if you're a human being, and if you're pressuring people to protest, or if you're shitting on people because they're not protesting, then you're a shit person, because not everyone mentally can protest. Not everyone can mentally be specifically at a place that reminds them of what happened. Same thing in the case of Jamal Gonzalez. So this intro is definitely dedicated to Jamal and his family, and there's gonna be in the link in bio, in my personal bio, in the podcast bio, there's gonna be a link to donate to his recovery and to his family, and just to cover anything. Right now, Jamal is in a coma, and I definitely wish him the best. I know we wish him the best here on the podcast. So if you guys have anything to add to that, feel free. But me personally, I don't think it's all about protesting. Shout out to everybody who was protesting tonight in Providence, but I think we also have to shed light on the fact that not everyone can protest, and there's other ways to pay tribute and to spread awareness to situations like this, especially in a crazy year like 2020.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Jimmy. The protests is cool, and we just hope it's not just for the moment,
Exactly.
But first and foremost, I hope Jamal recovers fast, and I just hope that him and everybody around him is in good spirits, But as far as the protests, like I said, I hope it's just not just for the moment. Hopefully we can, be affected by this, and kind of flourish another form of protest, mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically, within our own people in our own community. So that's where I stand on this.
It's the same on this side. It's the same on this side.
Word. All right. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, this is never been more true. This podcast is brought to you by Soulita Soap.
My name is Jimmy.
You guys know I like to get the serious shit out of the way first because I'm a sap. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 45 featuring finally Lexus and Evan of Soulita Soap.
Yeah. You know, I had to get that out.
You had to.
It was deep inside him. He was ready for it.
Yeah, it's genuine.
Like once a
fucking
day.
Go.
Once a day, you know.
So Lexus, Evan, off the heels of a 1-year anniversary party, how are you guys doing?
It's amazing. It's so beautiful to be here.
This is such a Lexus
later.
answer. This is such a Lexus answer.
Nah, because
You could say it's hot. Like, you could say something negative about this.
I can tell you right now, like...
I'm hot. Yeah, you're wearing, like, a whole jumpsuit.
So now you're talking about what what I'm wearing?
Yeah,
It's hot.
I'm just trying to be comfortable.
I know. You're very positive. We know. Like, it's all over everything.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you right now, the only reason I'm hot is because they were giving me liquor. And
who's they?
Huh?
Who's they?
You.
I didn't pressure you.
Who paid for it? Who paid for it? You did.
I did.
Jimmy.
But
And
yeah.
One shot.
Everybody took taking shots. You expect me not to take a shot?
You're right.
Exactly. Anyway, about what I'm wearing or if I'm hot, because I can easily take my sweater off. But I'm good.
Gucci.
I feel amazing a year later with Soulita, because you have to understand, I chose to pay for the website for the whole year because I told myself I could do monthly, and then if I don't see any type of progress, I could just stop it. But I'm like, nah, forget that. I'm going to commit to 1 year. And, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm just going to try. So to be here and renewing the whole subscription to another year on the website host, I'm super happy.
That's dope.
Super happy. And to not, when I first started this, it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a partner, and we also have teams of people.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. And just a year. It's beautiful.
Evan, how you feeling, bro?
Listen, I feel relief. You know, a year went on, and we got a lot done. And as long as Lexus is happy, I'm happy. You know,
That's a real
that's
nigga
my
That's
job
a real
right
nigga
now. I
answer
gotta keep
right
her
there.
happy. But as far as the business side, you know, the hustle never ends. You know, so it's always on to the next chapter. You know,
That's a real nigga answer, and then that's a New York nigga answer. The hustle never ends.
the hustle never ends.
I gotta hit you with the.
I'm the real one.
That's dope. You guys are both real. It's not a competition.
No.
He just recognized
So
real niggas.
pre-podcast, I was like, "Yo, Alexis, I've known you for like a decade, but Evan low key put you onto the thrift life.
No.
Low key.
No.
He's like
the Marlboro thrift shirt.
Listen. No. It's my time to talk right now.
Oh,
Listen, I've always.
this is a healthy relationship.
I've always that thrift life. I remember being in middle school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was wearing these like gray Converses, and someone came up to me and said, "Where'd you get them Converse for? Savers?" And I was like, "Nah, I didn't get these Savers for my whole outfit, but I didn't know they was roasting me."
Yo, to both of y'all, isn't it so funny that like in middle school or even high school, like it was cool, it was quote unquote cool to like roast somebody for thrifting or for going to Savers or whatever, and then now it's like it's cool to go to Savers.
Exactly. Yeah. And I went through the whole thing, and like legit all of my clothes, all of my styles, I found in Savers, Goodwill, Salvation Army. Mm-hmm. So like I've been into these these stores. I wasn't going to the mall because everybody gets everything at the mall. Yeah. I was always there. So he didn't put me on anything. On sweats, yes. Sweats, yes, because you will never catch me in sweats. But
I introduced her to the cozy life, you know. That's all. But as far as thrift, you know, when she comes to New York, she's in my home, so that thrift game is different. All right,
It's a little different.
that's a little more proper.
Yeah, more expensive.
It depends on where you go, but
But that's that Soulita money though, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
Nah.
So the kinda.
Nah?
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because the best startup entrepreneurs don't spend the money they make; they put it back into the business.
And
I don't get no money.
And you can't buy style, so.
Huh?
You said
You can't buy style.
And you can't buy style.
So,
that's so true. But
so,
like,
Solita's money goes elsewhere.
Solita's money goes to Soulita.
It goes into the community.
and the community. And the community.
So I'm gonna start in order. Lexus. People who know you know the story already, but for new listeners across the world, across the nation, whatever, I have a few listeners here and there. Tell us your story.
Okay.
I get the basic questions out of the way because we all know this podcast goes elsewhere. So
I had a whole motivational speaker event that lasts like 2-3 hours. So I'm trying to give you a couple, of course.
Summary.
Yeah. So I'm going to do like a small summary. So May 20th, 2018, I had a ruptured brain aneurysm out of nowhere. No symptoms beforehand. And I was doing good. I was so comfortable with money. I was never going to change my job. I was good building my own team, but I was under.
And where were you working at the time? Just to
Sprint.
Okay.
I was a manager and a sophomore in Roger Williams University. He was studying political science, visual arts, and urban studies. I was good. I was 100% good. The aneurysm happened. I knew when I didn't know my ABCs in order anymore that something was wrong. I was in the hospital for 33 days. After 2 weeks, they took a piece of my skull out, and I lived without that piece of skull for about 5 months. And the aneurysm took at least 3/4 of my vocabulary. It pushed me right back to adolescence. So I survived the physical pain. The mental pain was a lot worse. But I didn't start recovering and starting my rehabilitation till like January 1st, 2019, which was last year. And Soulita was only created because the same medicine that saved my life also made my skin super sensitive. So I couldn't use gel, shower gel, hairspray, nothing because it kept breaking out. And so I started making these soaps, these super, super, super dope soaps. You can put your name on it, different colors.
So you started doing this for yourself.
Correct.
And then you grew a passion for it to start helping other people out.
Because if it was a solution for me, I would be greedy if I wasn't going to give it out to the world.
Of course.
And ever since that, a year later, it's been beautiful.
So literally, for your very own is not just a tagline. It's something that is very meaningful to you and for the people too.
Of course, to be able to customize certain products and to also be using natural organic ingredients. It shows you don't need all those products that you can get at Walmart that you can't even pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could look at our ingredients list and you're like, oh, I know what those are. And the benefits are beautiful. And it's so beautiful when you don't alter natural ingredients. Because once you start adding stuff to it and different chemicals, not all chemicals are bad. Not all preservatives are bad. But once you start stripping parts of it, it's not as effective. So all of the products that we were testing for a very long time on myself, on my family, all the generations from baby to my parents to me. And to put it out there is definitely, it's giving solutions to people.
That's what's up. Evan. Yo. Tell us your story, bro. Good. I got the basic questions out of the way.
I got a long story. What chapter are you trying to touch on?
Your story, and then definitely your story. Your story is important because I feel like we talked before the podcast, and I feel like you had your background, and then your background definitely ended up, aside from you guys having the relationship that you have today as a couple, and as a couple, and as it seems like best friends, you ended up, aside from that, fitting into Soulita yourself as somebody who has your background. So
Yeah, I mean, so pretty much, Lex had, a mutual friend had reached out to Lex, tagging my name on Instagram, and Lex had reached out to me, looking for like a beard feature. Unfortunately, I was still in New York, so I couldn't make it. But I ended up doing a film here, which led me to Rhode Island and led me towards Lex, and from there, just hanging out and understanding like the business and actually seeing the potential on where that business can actually go. I definitely brought, like I mentioned earlier, my background, which is in marketing, and kind of like there's a business that she has in Rhode Island. How can I make it better? How can I innovate it to where it could be? And from there it's just like, okay, like some things are missing, and for me it's like, how can I fulfill those loopholes? So within like finding the aesthetic, finding the audience, kind of catering to the industry in a sense, to a certain extent, just to get to where it needs to be. So like I was able to formulate just a checklist, what needs to be done to get to what Soulita, can potentially be,
And I feel like you guys are there for sure.
Right.
When it comes to like the aesthetic, the even you could tell even with the aesthetic, with the photography, with just in general, like visually, what Soulita is, you definitely fit 100%. We talked earlier about the film that you were a part of. Tell us more about that for sure, because that's something that I'm definitely interested in.
Yeah. Well, talking about the film, shout out to Emilio Perez and Joseph Simpine, Jonathan, all the cast and crew. Yeah. So La Soga too. It was a film that happened in Providence. It's based on a guy in Dominican Republic, and the film. Also, shout out to Eddie for putting me on to that film. I wouldn't have been there without him. But yeah, the film it's about human trafficking. It was,
which is a huge thing.
Which is a huge thing, in America and just third world countries. And I was doing behind the scenes, assisting everywhere. I made it to 2 parts, and honestly, like this was a really good opportunity, good networking opportunity, and just networking with a whole bunch of like guys who are like in the industry. Because I'm still kind of like finding my way into the acting industry. I know a lot of guys in the acting industry, but like for me to like really be in it, I had to like know behind the scenes and knowing like my face and in front of the camera, being comfortable, preventing that anxiety from happening. Being on stage and having everybody watch me. But yeah, I mean it's a lot. It's something that I kind of like was new to in a sense. Funny thing about it is because it's a Dominican Hispanic movie, the cast and crew were all Dominican. They all spoke Spanish.
You know what's so funny? Like I asked you the question, so I'll repeat the question: your ethnic background,
right?
Tell the people.
Yeah, so like being Native American, Hispanic, and Black, Haitian, Cuban, Cape Verdean, and Native American, all I know is English. So like only Joseph and a few members knew English, and like they had to.
Your Hispanic background is what again?
Cubano. Cuban.
You look at this man and you think he's Dominican. And
that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been told Dominican, Asian, because my chinky eyes. Like,
yeah.
I've been told a lot, and honestly, like I found though I was Cuban, junior year of high school. So I mean, who knows? I could.
You found out you were Cuban in your junior year of high school. Wow.
And Haiti's right next to Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows?
That's dope. That's dope.
But yeah, I mean, I was the only one who knew English, and everybody spoke Spanish. It sucks, But
this podcast goes into like goofiness and the deep shit. So to go into the deep shit, how did you overcome the anxiety of you talked about? So dive into the anxiety of being in that film, because me personally, I'm intrigued by that, and I'm sure people who are listening are intrigued by that as well. Like, how did you dive into like the feeling of that and how you overcame that in the?
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary feeling because your heart starts pounding, heavy, and it's kind of like you're stuck in like in a bubble. But I'm a socialite, and I make friends with like everybody. I'm a friendly guy, and thank God, my boy, like one of my best friends, Joseph, who was on the set, like he, we were really tight, and he kind of like made it like a home for me, in a sense. So like I was able to like put my guard down. My anxiety was like kind of going away, and every day just going there, it just became easier, And I never really felt anxiety. The last time prior was like being stuck on Easter Day on a train, stuck on the Williamsburg Bridge. That's the first time I ever like really experienced anxiety.
The Williamsburg Bridge would give you anxiety
stuck on Easter Day, and I'm calling my mom like, "Damn, I can't make it to Easter," and like, it sucked that day.
That bridge itself would give you anxiety.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that J train.
I can't.
No one will actually see that.
Oh man.
Oh my god, yo.
That's my cup.
Niggas is getting lit right now. You need more wine.
She's getting off on the grapes right now.
You going off? Your shit's killed already. That's crazy.
Before we started, it was already done drinking.
Yeah, we were fucking taking shots of.
I know my body.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's tequila. That's just crazy. It's like it was hard to find. I was like, yo, we got special guests coming through. I gotta fucking get the top notch shit.
I mean, honestly, I'm not really a tequila type of guy. I'm more of a whiskey.
How was it? Was it good? You liked it?
Nah, I mean, I like it. I mean, I can tolerate it.
Yeah.
Like I like it. But if you were to ask me like what do I want to drink at a bar, give me like a bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, you real. This nigga got a fucking a head tattoo. He's over here. We're like, I want to be you. I want to be you. He has a head tattoo. I'm tatted up, but I would like the head tattoo shit is intimidating.
Nah, I mean, honestly, like if I can trade places right now, like I'd rather be the ones with the sleeves.
Nah, bro, but you got like the simplistic, like that's crazy. And you have another tattoo in mind for your head as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the beginning. And I do want to incorporate, just more tattoos. I mean, I guess I'm starting from the head down.
You seem like like you don't have to paint or make music to be an artist.
Facts.
Right? Facts. You seem like an artist. So I feel like you're going to have a whole head of art. By like, I'm not going to throw a number out there. You're going to have like a whole head of art.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like being from New York and, a lot of people here oppose, getting a head tattoo. And that's just me fighting against the odds, which is kind of what this tattoo kind of represents. And, it's King David, my portrayal of him. And, it kind of goes against the odds. And people really oppose getting a tattoo. Like, how you going to get a job or, like, how are people going to view you? For me, I'm a creative. And I'm a hardcore creative. And I like to express that in the external use of my body, so that's just my form of showing it to y'all,
I feel you, bro. I mean, like me,
but you on the next level though.
I'm not. I have fucking stupid shit all over me. I don't have I have some deep shit, but sometimes I have I have a fucking Mario ghost tattoo on me. You know what I mean? Like it's just stupid shit, but it means something to me, Like it's stuff from my childhood. It's stuff from like it's something as simple as like getting home from school and there was shit going on whether at home or school or whatever. And oh, there that is. I was looking for the tip for the hookah. Niggas is smoking hookah on the podcast.
Honestly,
It couldn't get more Latino than that, but
I feel like my vibe right now, but took it.
it's something as simple as like just getting home from fucking school and like just even if it's for a couple hours, just escaping the trauma from home or from school, from the hood. You could definitely you guys could both of you could definitely relate to that.
100%.
And playing like Mario 64, just like some, you know what I mean? Like it's something simple, but when you really dive into it, it's deep. It's something that you escaped from whatever was going on in the background and played that video game for a couple hours and it just made you feel happy.
100%.
And that's why that intrigued me, like between something like you taking something positive and creating a business from it, from after going through what you went through, you escaping your anxiety and ended up getting into what you got into. Like that's something that before even like getting to know you guys, really, I knew you for a decade or a little over a decade. I know you through Lexus. Like I feel like I knew you guys in general just because I feel like we more or less have the same background. Bouncing off of that, you are Lexus, you're very good at, aside from what you do as a from a professional standpoint, you do, I guess I could call, correct me if I'm wrong, motivational speaking. You had at the very least like one or two events. What do you enjoy that more than making your products? And if you don't, that's okay too. But like, it seems like you're very happy when you're doing that because you're inspiring a lot of people for sure.
Wow, yeah, I legit I only started speaking and joining the debate team. I only started doing that to as an escape. And then when I saw that I was becoming successful for it,
Mm-hmm.
like my first airplane ride was because I put myself on that. Something that my parents couldn't give me that type of opportunity. And I was sophomore year, uh, the Rhode Island debate champion. So like I put myself there speaking
Debate for
for urban debate league.
okay.
So Rhode Island Urban Debate League, sophomore year in high school, I was the number one in Rhode Island, and to have that opportunity to speak, that took over my whole life. Going into to become like a revolutionary person, and once I learned that I can get to places with speaking, people can't make me stop after that. And so creating the product, I love it just as much, but I can tell you there's times where I do miss it. I
Of
do
course.
miss before and behind a mic and telling my story or telling anybody a type of knowledge that they didn't know or trying to say something that they wasn't thinking before.
Because there's making a product, but there's also telling people that you can do whatever the fuck you want. Realistically.
Yeah.
Giving people the power, and there's nobody better than somebody like you who survived the
Yeah.
way you survived and lived to tell it, and also not only live to tell it, but say there's no excuse.
Yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I say it all the time, like, yo, if I can do it, then you can too. Even if you didn't go through trauma, like, especially if you did go through it, like, yo, you can overcome.
Yeah.
I was at my lowest. I survived the mental pain, but I survived the physical pain, but that mental pain, they couldn't give me medicine for that. You feel me? Like I had to do that for myself at the lowest. And if I didn't do that for myself, then Soulita wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here right now.
You said it best though. The medicine, like I just talked to my psychiatrist the other day, who was like, I just told my girl the other day, like my psychiatrist, by the way, being open about it is trash. You have your therapist, you have your psychiatrist. Your psychiatrist gives you the medication. My psychiatrist was just listening and listening, and sometimes a lot of times she forgets shit most of the time, and I'm just like, yo, are you even listening to me? And then she kind of just gives me this like, oh, good, so you're working with the meds answer, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm working with the meds. You do it for yourself at the end of the day. Yeah. They can give you medication, and they can give you doctors and big pharma. I have my opinion on that. They can do what they can for you. At the end of the day, it's a business like everything else. You do you're the greater half, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think that you've conquered the greater half for sure.
I'm telling you right now, I healed myself, but not only me, but the art healed me. Starting a business to put my mind to something, that healed me. The things that before I thought was cliche, I started doing to help heal me. Burning sage, meditating, all these things that I felt weird starting to do. But that shit healed me.
It's so funny because I used to think, I've talked about it on this podcast, so it's not weird to me at this point. But like, we all know I had something pretty crazy happen in May. And before what happened to me in May happened, I had thought, like, I looked at meditation and I was like, ha. And then I started doing meditation for myself. I started doing things like meditation and tea even, and like just talking in general, and like, that stuff helps. Like, cause the thing is, like, you're spending time with yourself, and a lot of times we're very guilty, and we even do it every day. Evan, Lex, like me, like we slip up sometimes, and we distract ourselves with our work or what we're passionate about, and that's like that's almost like our therapy. But at the same time, we got to realize that you have to spend time with yourself. You can't just spend time like making yourself busy. You have to spend time with just yourself, as uncomfortable as it is, because like 2 to 5 minutes of meditation can make you feel uncomfortable, right? But spending that 2 to 5 minutes, as uncomfortable as it is powerful, because instead of distracting yourself with whatever it is that you're busy with, you're spending time with yourself and saying, you know what, I'm uncomfortable, but this is okay.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, from a meditation, like, no one can ever get me mad. Like, I tell Lex all the time, listen, I'm not mad at all. Like, it's impossible to get me mad. And that's just going through like hardcore meditation. My old best friend was like Cambodian. He taught me the art of meditation. When I go to bed at night, I tell Lex I want to turn on YouTube, listen to some raindrops.
Facts.
To that, wake up. I think it was raining.
It just creates a calm setting spiritually and mentally. And
sometimes we do it together.
Yeah, it just releases a lot of like toxic energy, that's just my method.
Everybody has their methods. You definitely have to find yours for sure.
But I am a true believer of like therapy though. I feel like, we all need some kind of therapy, or just have somebody to talk to, who's not biased, like your mother, As a kid, I was like really, really big, and my mom would always say I'm big bone.
Yeah,
and I was obese. I was fat.
Really?
And, yeah, and I used to be like, Mom, like, listen, and I always felt like never go to anybody who's like biased, who would tell you what you want to hear. Go to a therapist, a stranger who would give you that raw, unfiltered, explanation.
There you go. Yeah, I'm biased.
Yeah, you want my childhood? Because my Dominican mother would be like, "You're fat." Like, for real though. Like I hated that as a kid, but like it feels like you would appreciate that. So let's switch. Because my mom would like legit as a Dominican. It's so funny because Dominicans would just be, or just Spanish parents in general would be like, oh, they would feed you like crazy, and then when you get fat, it's like you're fat. Like, nigga, you just gave me mad shit for the morning, and then now you want to call me vet.
That's so funny because that's exactly like his mom was telling me. Like, and she said, this is what I thought like a good mother would do. Like, having a full course for breakfast.
Yeah.
And
midnight snacks and everything.
Yeah.
What would you have for breakfast?
So my mom, she'll make me like, it was my choice. Either eggs, hash browns, sausages, and a bagel, or pancakes. But it was like 4 stacks of pancakes, and hash browns.
I'm parenting wrong then, because I give my daughter everything for breakfast.
But but she thought she was doing the right thing because the doctor said that we were like, because we're boys, we'll shoot up,
Yeah.
Growth spurt.
Yeah.
But it's like, there comes a time when you just have to like kind of slow down because it's gonna creep up. And that's what happened to me. And honestly, like I never got called fat.
But how so obese? What age and how much did you weigh, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so I mean I was 16, 17. I was 260. And the doctors were telling my mom, listen, he's on the edge of like diabetes and high blood pressure.
I legit cannot imagine.
They gave me a whole pamphlet of like what to eat.
Wow.
Yeah. When you have diabetes, and
You have diabetes.
I don't have diabetes.
Okay.
I was on the cusp of getting diabetes.
You have diabetes in your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandmother, but that's based off lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I put a stop to that. Went to New York, and I was like,
It's
when
not any easier in New York.
Oh no, you lose weight. You do a lot of cardio in New York.
Yeah.
And you can't
But like,
afford
I feel
much.
like New Yorkers, the cheat code is the fact that you do a lot of cardio in New York, but we eat a lot though.
That's the thing. Like you create it's still an unbalance.
Yeah.
You eat what you can afford. So like first year I went through like a whole bunch of like dollar slices of pizza. So like, I mean, yeah, first year.
And then the $1.50 breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then you can afford a breakfast bagel. Like,
Yeah.
you can get a bagel and a pizza.
Yep.
But nah, I mean, the struggle was real for the first year. Just couch surfing and just going based off dollar slices, just a day.
Dollar slices.
But that's what made me lose weight. I ended up being like 176, and I came back to Providence, and everybody was saying, "Oh, you lost mad weight. You look too skinny. You gotta eat."
And you were like moved to New York for a little bit.
But honestly, like that's like the norm in New York, and I got my best, business as far as modeling. Like that's like the norm. So like I was in it, getting a lot of attention.
Nice. Did you, aside from the cardio in New York, did you actually like work out, or was it legit just like, and I know this shit because I went through the same shit more or less, and like not as you like you said 260 at
260 at like 17, 16.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But doing the running around in New York that you did do, will do that though.
Yeah, and like I said, New York is really expensive when you don't have a lot of money. So like you don't eat as much as you did. You don't have the luxury as you do living with your parents. So you kind of get it how you live it.
When you first moved to New York, what borough did you live in? What area?
I was in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. Yeah. It was bad.
Were you? So we talked before the podcast. I'm not gonna act like we didn't talk before the podcast. You lived in Brooklyn for most of the time, because you said you spent some time in the Upper East Side in Manhattan, where you live for the most part. It seems like in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna rep Brooklyn to the fullest. That's where I mostly stayed in.
Yeah. Have you been to more or less all 5 boroughs, like the Bronx? When you live in New York, curiosity strikes, so you kind of just go all over the place naturally.
Yeah, I mean, but people in Brooklyn, they don't go to the Bronx,
Yeah.
Queens, and vice versa. You know, so like
the Bronx is kind of trash. It is.
Yeah.
It
Like
is.
what,
I'm not
like-
gonna lie.
like I
Pawtucket or
mean,
something?
like
Like Woonsocket?
What would you say?
the closest to Bronx I'll go to is Yankee Stadium, and that's
Yeah.
because my homegirl.
What would you say the equivalent of Pawtucket is
Pawtucket?
to New York?
That's like I want to say that's like I forgot what part of Queens, but no, I would say
Oh, wow.
Queens.
He goes to he.
I
I was gonna say
listen,
Bronx.
I had to go to Queens for a delivery, but Bronx is more Central Falls to me. I think. Yeah.
The way that y'all talk about it is like how the Bronx is like how when people talk about Woonsocket. That's not it.
Nah.
I used to think.
So it's worse?
Bronx. Is
I went on that
Woonsocket.
Instagram live that you guys were on, and I said something about Woonsocket. And you said something about, Woonsocket's not that bad. And I thought about it. Woonsocket really isn't
It is.
that bad.
It's not.
I would put, so that I say that because, like, I would put other places in Rhode Island over Woonsocket. And it's like in terms of bad, like,
I'm talking about the idea. Like how people in Providence treat Woonsocket as if it's bad. Like that. But not actually, because we live there and it's not bad at all.
I mean,
Like we have a
honestly.
good neighborhood.
and there's like Pawtucket, Central Falls, West Warwick, like those, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the Bronx can get like past. You said I haven't been past Yankee Stadium. It's funny. I feel like past Yankee Stadium, the Bronx can get pretty fucking crazy. Like, even through COVID, they said that the Bronx was like a hot spot for COVID, and I feel like that's very like
Well, yeah, I mean,
telling.
yeah, Bronx. I mean, is very like shout out to the Bronx. No diss on the
Nah,
Bronx,
100%.
You know,
I made the best memes.
but, they do make the best memes. But the Bronx is very cultural and everybody comes together, so it's kind of hard to like break that, vibe and energy up. And it just, unfortunately, COVID, got in the way of that. But the Bronx is strong,
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna take that away from them.
Nah,
I mean, like Bronx is the Bronx. End of the day,
yeah.
you mess with anybody from the Bronx, you mess with the whole hood, pretty much.
Listen, I spent a good portion of like my high school / like GED career in the Bronx. So.
I mean, how do you feel about the Bronx? Though?
How do I feel?
How do you feel about the Bronx?
He's like putting me on blast now. The Bronx is interesting. The Bronx is very it's like you just said, the Bronx is strong for like to just summarize it. Just like Pawtucket and Central Falls and Pawtucket, Central Falls, I wouldn't even say West Warwick because West Warwick to me is like white trash. Look, do you know people in West Warwick?
Yes, I do.
You do.
I used to work there.
Where?
In West Warwick. It was this a Mexican restaurant called Agaves. So right on the popular street.
Okay.
What is it?
But do you have friends over there?
Yeah.
You have some friends. I have friends over there too, but they'll even probably agree that like West Warwick.
She never
is
brought
like,
me to West Warwick. So it must be bad.
West Warwick is like I'm saying just like for the most part.
Funny.
I would say like Pawtucket, Central Falls, and like there's good people over there. There's strong people over there. It's just the hood. It's just like very like the environment makes you tough and makes you strong because of how it is. So that's how I would label the Bronx. Like the Bronx is I met some of the dopest people that I've met in New York. I met in the Bronx, but the Bronx is the way it is, and it's funny because like you go to New York now, you go to like Harlem, Washington Heights, you go to Brooklyn,
Right.
all places in common in a sense that it definitely went through its fair share of gentrification, and for some reason the Bronx hasn't yet.
Yes and no. I mean, the Bronx is.
You probably have gone more recently than I have.
Yeah,
but
I mean, of course, there's like certain parts where I feel like gentrification is not gonna touch.
Mhm.
But the Bronx is. I mean, they're swarming in. Like
yeah,
bees,
places like surrounding
yeah.
Yankee Stadium, like you brought
Yeah,
up, and Bronx Zoo even.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Batman movie with the Joker
Yeah,
movie.
yes, with the
That
steps. I thought I talked about
based in
that
the
on the
Bronx.
podcast.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
yo.
you know, people come familiarized with that setting, you know, and they want to move, you know. But I mean, it's slowly but surely. Of course, I don't want that to happen, you know, because I love my Bronx, you know, natives, just like my Brooklyn
Culture.
natives, no Bed-Stuy, Bushwick. But I mean, we're gonna see what happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
If
You know?
You've been to New York a few times.
Yeah. I don't know why y'all laughing though. My Puerto Rican side of my family is all in Manhattan.
In Manhattan. Yo, I literally was gonna think you were gonna say the Bronx. What part of Manhattan?
I don't know.
There's a lot of Puerto Ricans in the Bronx.
From the highest 145th and Nicholas. That's what
You don't know what part of Manhattan? I would say El Barrio. You ever heard of that? It sound familiar? No?
I don't know that. I don't know enough. It's like we would always be there every year because like that's what my family was. That's what my grandfather was. And we would always be there. He actually recently passed away this year, so I don't think we'll be there too much unless we're moving. But like, we were.
Do you want to end up in New York? I know Evan wants to end up back in New York. Do you want to end up back in New York?
Do I want?
Do you want to end up in New York? I know Evan wants to end up back in New York.
Listen, I tell him all the time, like, I want land. I don't want no neighbors. And his idea of where he wants to be is like a condo, right?
Where do you want land before we get into the condo? I love the condo living for sure. That's a city boy in me, but where do you want your land?
Listen, I don't mind moving. I just need enough to move my whole family.
Okay. But where do you want land?
Land?
Yeah. Like, what's your idea? Where is your ideal land?
As of like last year before I met him, down south. That's where I wanted. But now that I'm with him, like wherever he wants to go, I want to be there. I'll grow.
That's so wifey.
Wife.
right?
That's so wifey.
Down for the cause.
Listen,
Yeah.
I just want land because like if I have space to grow, if I can grow, then I can feed. If I can feed, then I can grow a family. And it's just like I just want generational wealth, and I just want to be able to just grow my family.
Where down south specifically?
Like South Carolina, North Carolina. That's exactly where I want to be. I do have some family there. That's like the black side of my family. That's all down there, and that's where they all came from. And when I told you January 1st, 2019, that's when I decided to focus on my rehabilitation. I spent a whole month there trying to just focus on myself and also getting past a past relationship. And that healed me so much, and being around those people is beautiful. And I didn't want to leave. The only reason I left to get them braces off. But if I didn't have to take my braces. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell. You can't tell because I lost my retainer. But I'm definitely getting them back. But I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to explore. The world is so big. It's so big to just stay in one city that you grew up in. I want to experience everywhere. So living in New York, that's not something
I agree. Before my pull-out game was weak, I agree. Now I can't really go anywhere because my daughter's here, but I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Yo, that's fucking funny. That's funny.
So if you guys plan on staying together, then keep the pull-out game weak. If you end up, if you think that you might break up, then keep your pull-out game strong. But like my pull-out game was weak, so now I have to kind of stay here. But I'm gonna travel all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, listen, your daughter can be your best companion.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. But you're okay with the down south living, or
we don't gotta go.
halfway?
No, we don't gotta go. We'll go to New York.
New York is great.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Where's the condo living? Let's ask.
So
let's talk
so
about
so
that.
before I answer that, like, so Lex wants to land, and
Yeah.
I try to compromise with her, and I was like, all right, well, if you want land, I just want a good skyline. I want to be high up,
Yeah.
so we
I
can
get lines.
so we can
That's the
cross
city boy
paths.
in you.
Yeah, we can,
Yes.
the city boy with the country girl,
Yeah.
So, but not my goal is to get like a condo in like Manhattan. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be Soho. That's or like Dumbo, or fuck. I can't think of the place. But it's
In New
near
York?
it's near Soho.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna waste my time thinking about it. But it's where Robert De Niro, his neighborhood is. I forgot where. It's surprisingly.
Is it like a meat packaging area?
Nah, not
I don't
that.
know.
It's not Dumbo, right?
Not dumb. It's in Manhattan. But anyways, I'll think about it along the way. But yeah, I want to get a spot in Soho. I want to get that like
Tribeca.
Tribeca.
Yes.
That's my spot. That's like for me been a goal. Just partying in those apartments, partying in those lofts, and like seeing, from the inside looking out. That's just dope to me, and that lifestyle. And if I can share it with Lex, like that would be like insane. Like that would be sick, And
That's that's definitely the baby making area. I'm over here planning ideas.
yeah.
That's the baby making area.
But I mean, listen, and talking about babies, like raising a kid in New York City is so much swag. Like,
It is.
Yo, like the independence is gonna come out so early.
You know how much like my dad, like it's annoying how much my dad like takes pride in being like, yeah, I raised my kids in New York and they didn't end up being dead or in jail. Like that's so annoying. It's so annoying to hear, but I know as a father, he's like, yeah, like it means a lot. It does. It does. But as a kid, you're like, yo, fuck you, nigga. I did this myself. You didn't do it. I did it. But like as a parent, yeah. It is so much swag though.
Yeah, I mean, like I wish I was born in New York. Like I wish like I grew up on like J's. I grew up on that culture, like taking a train by myself, and like being surrounded by like so many kids, and just creating that squad, and just creating adventures and memories. I couldn't do that here at all. It was kind of cliche.
Yeah.
And I couldn't explore the jungle, pretty much. So I feel like
it seems like you did a little bit of exploring though when you were living out there. For sure.
Oh, definitely. I got lost, and like I've walked. One of my biggest mistakes, but it was well worth it. Was walking from the Heights all the way to Flatbush.
What?
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
I feel like you lost all the way just doing that.
Hold on, but
Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
hold on. What
Yeah.
is that? Is that like West Warwick all the way to Woonsocket?
No,
like
it's
how,
even-
I wouldn't know. I don't even know.
how
I
far?
don't
It's
know.
even more far than that.
Yeah.
You're talking about like almost the tippity top of Manhattan to
Like-
to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay, but you gotta tell me like in Rhode Island.
Honestly, you have to look it up on the
Like
GPS. I don't know.
honestly, like no exaggeration, is legit like mass to
Yeah.
To Prof?
to like
Probably.
Newport.
To Newport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost all the way there, basically, is
Oh,
what we're
and
saying.
the worst part of that like walk was like going through Times
Nigga,
Square.
you're not capping right now. You're
I'm
not
not.
capping.
It's
Nah,
not.
That's
he said
fucking
it
Nah, it's
crazy.
Not, there's no cap right now. No blue caps.
Yo.
Listen, going through Times Square.
Why did you walk all of that?
Yo, I didn't know. One, I didn't know how to take the train,
Oh,
and
my
two,
God.
I didn't have the money to take the train.
Let's be honest.
You know what I mean?
Like, what time was this at? This was at night.
Nah, this is like during the daytime. This is like around like
But any time of day or night, like I'm assuming, like were you fairly new to New York at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was new, even as somebody who live in New York,
right.
the train is like low key. Like if you don't know it, it's scary. So
Yeah.
I would definitely rather walk.
Yeah,
That's
and,
crazy.
and
yo.
honestly, this is before like hopping on like the train, just hopping, like not paying for the train. Like I was one of those kids. Like I don't pay for the train.
yeah,
Like I'm gonna hop.
yeah.
And Lex, I think me and you like we did it.
That's an experience. That's an
So, like,
experience.
we hop.
Yeah.
I was ready for it. Fuck the police.
Yeah.
Already.
Yo.
Yeah, that's another culture though in New York.
My boy said Wash Heights to Flatbush. That's fucking insane.
Bro, you don't understand. As soon as I got to the crib,
if you had an
knocked out.
Apple Watch, it would have been like ding, 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 ding. Like you would have hit all fucking cylinders.
But it sucks because it's like, you know, you walk that distance, and like for me, like I didn't go home to a bed. You know, I went home to a couch because I was still like couch.
Yeah.
So I was like sleeping on the couch. You know, so like it's like, you know, just an uncomfortable walk. You know, just being tired and just laying on like the couch. You know, and just making the best of it.
Yeah.
Waking up the next day, and at that time I was working at a factory, so like it was like a sweat box, you know. So yeah, it was crazy. It was worth it though. Like and honestly, like I don't really tell people like my beginning, my journey in the beginning. So like this is like kind of like the first time breaking the ice.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
so,
what's up though.
Like, I don't even think like Lex knows like my timeline like per year like of what made me to the man I am today. In a sense, you know, like she knows.
Literally,
she
there's
knows
a
like
song that says, "If you make it there, you make it anywhere." If you made it from fucking Wash Heights to Flatbush, you can make it anywhere.
Me,
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Nah, that's wild.
I mean, it's life's obstacle.
Yeah.
That's it.
I had in my notes, I had for you guys to do it. I usually at this part of the show, I'll do a fucking Soulita ad. I'm gonna have you guys do an improv Soulita ad. And while you do it, because I'm a fucking child, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get you guys wine.
Hey,
you brought some stuff.
I did. I brought a new product that's gonna be dropping in November.
What this. Wait, what is this? Before I go,
body polish.
Okay.
The body polish, and I also brought a beard oil, but that right there is for you, cause it's your birthday.
Yeah, this is
in a couple hours.
They might stay here a little longer. I don't know. We might party and shit. I don't know. This is dope. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. Also, the tote bag. The tote bag. So you can walk around.
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, it's 100% cotton, fair trade.
Let's go.
Recyclable, you know, carry your groceries.
I love it. I walk around with a fucking Walmart bag. This is a 100% upgrade.
Tote life is a lifestyle. You know, I wear my tote. It's kind of beat up.
This is Soulita beard oil as usual every week. This is Soulita beard oil right here. I just use it responsibly. I don't do it every single day. I do it for like special occasions. This is one. But like I have like a fucking. I'm trying to get the barber. I'm a barber. I'm trying to get the barbershop on Soulita. He's very like he has his like.
He got one though. He got a beard oil.
He has a beard oil, but I'm trying to get him on Soulita. But he's very bougie. I'll say it out loud. I don't give a fuck. We're cool. He can't afford to lose me. Like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, exactly.
I can't.
So, like, I'm trying to get him on Soulita, but he has his own thing. He's very like, yeah. So, but I use Soulita for special occasions. I live by it. I'm gonna have you guys do your improv ad. Mm-hmm. Talk about. I want to hear it before I go about the body polish because I wanted to talk to you about it at the event. I'm very curious as to what the benefits are.
So we have been planning on dropping this. People have been testing our body polish since June this year. We gave it to 15 of our testers, some of them. And the body polish, the one thing that we wanted to do, first of all, making sure that it's unisex and attracted to men and women. Because if you go to these stores, you see that has flowers around it, you know, purple and pinks. And it's like, men have skin too. Mm-hmm. Men have scars too. Men have dry skin too.
You know what I love? Fatty Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Had him on the Snack Gods. He is big on, like I am, he's big on like skincare and stuff. I feel like you're definitely breaking that almost sexist
Yeah.
barrier where like men they'll hear something about like skincare and they're like it's like something like beard care. They'd be like, oh, like and you're good at that too. You're good at selling, like, even for the men who look at skincare and they're like, you have the beard care stuff and they're like, oh, I could get behind that. But while they're there, they can look at the skincare stuff and be like, maybe I should look into this. Where before men would look at skincare as almost like, oh, that's a female thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, skincare is for everybody.
It's for everyone. Everyone, and actually at any age.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you look at the recent photo shoot we did, our friend Steven, who was part of he was part of, and he's in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had this really dope beard. And he's like, I'm not even gonna shave it until we have the photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. And the people he went to a restaurant after a bar, and the bartenders told me, like, after when he came back, he couldn't stop touching his beard. He was feeling himself the whole time. And like, that makes me so happy, you know, having our product, using organic oils and giving you that confidence. That makes me so happy because that stuff moisturizes your hair, the hair follicles, your skin. You know, it's not just any type of product. It's good for you and it's made for you. And so when it comes to this body polish, like we stuck to our, you know, black and whites label. We didn't do nothing where it was, you know, any type of graphics with flowers or hearts or anything like that. And we made two. One is Kin body polish, and Kin is for scarred, uneven skin. And then we have Juno, and Juno is for dry, irritated skin. And anybody can use this stuff. And it's a natural exfoliator for your body. It's not for your face, it's for your body. And when you go
scented or unscented, or people could
these are scented.
Okay.
These are scented. It's not too much of a scent, but you could smell it. But we focus mostly on the organic oils. For instance, for Kin, with scarred, uneven skin, we did grapeseed oil and jojoba oil, both organic. With the Kin has raw brown sugar, but Juno has raw sugar cane. So Kin is a little darker. Juno's lighter. And once again, we're just trying to find a skin concern and creating a solution for it. At the beginning of the summer, we didn't really go out. We never went to a beach. We never was even out because we were working in the lab nonstop. But out of nowhere, on my bun, my butt, my bum.
My bum.
Yo, I got these sun parts where sun spots where it would just like uncolor, and it was uneven out of nowhere, and it's like, why does our bodies do this? And most of the time when we're irritated, like with ourselves, our body reacts to it. And that honestly starts with why we make products like this. And this is just about the biggest jar that we use. We do it in a 8-ounce jar. It ends up coming to 12 ounces. And because we really want people to be using them for like over a month, so you don't have to keep getting all the time. You just use it, and then once you get like addicted to the results, and you start to appreciate it, and you see it's very simple ingredients that we have, simple, and these are ones that you can pronounce. You know, there's no preservatives. It's cruelty free. It's vegan. It's you can recycle all this, so it's
like
just
everything else on you.
Yeah, it's all about being conscious about the products, and that's what we do with all of our products, and that's why it goes through testing, not only with us but other people who volunteer.
Yeah.
So the body polish, and we chose to call that body polish instead of like a sugar scrub. Body polish, it's what you use after you already wash your face. It's like the last step before you get out the shower. You exfoliate your body 1 to 3 times a week, and it smells good for men and women.
I'm gonna smell this right
This one here is frankincense.
Yeah.
This is actually, so in the first 4 I made, I used this fragrance.
now. Yeah.
But this one that I brought isn't the fragrance for the ones that's gonna be on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, so
This
one
is like a super.
This is for the party and also for the past 2 pop-ups. The pop-up that we did. This is like we launched it, like debuted it, but it's not on the website.
Kind of like a collectible.
Yeah, it's like it's exclusive. So
Okay.
this is different.
You can't have it.
You can't have it. But this isn't the smell. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's like, hey, when you see me in the streets, nigga, you don't know.
the resale on that is gonna be high. You know?
Nah, for real. Yeah, if you got the frankincense one, then
This sounds very.
Exclusive.
Can I smell this?
yeah, you can smell this. This one's not the one that went through that we want, but
So-
this one here is more earthy.
Yeah.
And because we were doing a yoga fest, holistic people,
Yeah.
That's
They
smart
really
though. Yeah.
yeah, they really like this scent. Me personally, it ends up being
Oh, yeah.
rosemary. It's more earthy.
Nah,
And
I love
that's-
this though.
Yeah, we didn't pass for us.
Why?
Because
Well, so what's the scent that you're going with?
So Juno is jasmine, which men and women like that, and it's very light. And for Kin, we finished with rosemary. So this one here was just the first 4 that we put together, but we wanted to be something that no matter what, people are down to put it on their body.
That's dope though. And what I love about literally 90% of your products, correct me if I'm wrong, is that literally everything is custom. I do the ads every week. I feel like I'm doing another ad. You guys are gonna do a fucking improv ad, but like every week I do an ad but I'm speaking like every week I speak from the heart on Soulita's products, but like what I love about Soulita is that literally 90% of everything is customizable. Like what I love about the beard oil especially is that like when you go shop outside of Soulita, when you go before Soulita, I was using different beard products, and like specifically beard oil is like you go for different. You're limited to different fragrances for beard oils, and like you can go for different fragrances. You literally customize your benefits and your fragrances. Like something like to me, I go for something like lavender, which is calming, and the smell of lavender in general. And like that's dope to me. Like when you go to like for example, like Target, and you look for a beard oil in Target, you're limited to
Cedarwood, sandalwood.
Exactly. And like the fact that you have lavender and just different, lavender is my go-to. You have not just lavender, but a whole like almost plethora of fragrances and just different benefits in general for beard oil. Like that's dope. Lavender for me is like calming for my anxiety and shit. So that's dope to me.
I mean, every scent has its purpose.
Yeah.
So we try to cater to like all your 5 senses.
Exactly.
You know, and we want to kind of put that towards our products. You know, so like some people don't like vanilla, some people like sandalwood, vice versa. You know, so like why not make it personal? You know, it's something that you're taking home with you. You know, that's sitting up on your shelf. So why not cater to what you want? Pretty much.
Para ti, Soulita, for your very own.
Let's go. So I'm gonna get you another thing of wine, another round. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Improv Soulita ad. Try to stretch it.
Say no more. We do this every day. I mean, I'm just gonna run down the basics, and Lex can like kind of break it down with it. But Soulita, founded in Rhode Island. It's a skin, body, and bath brand. 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 and we cater to men and women. And all products are handmade by me and Lexus. And we try to cater to a lot of holistic practices and a lot of like self-care routines when it comes to the mental and physical. So you're gonna see a lot of sage, Palo Santo, body scrubs, beard oil. We just want to kind of flourish what all skin needs, and what caters to it. So that's our job, and it's more so making it a lifestyle for you guys. It's something that our body needs all the time. So why not start local and use what we have and mass produce it to you guys. So that's pretty much our job. And here goes Lex.
Everything he said is 100% true. It's what we do every day. This is our full-time job. This isn't a side hustle. This is our lifestyle. And every product that we create is for the purpose of solution for the people that are dealing with these skin concerns. From, having a line for pregnant women to having a line for bearded men. We're doing this because if we didn't, we're experience it ourselves, we know what's out there. So the lines that we have in our product catalog, that's once again like just in the beginning. There are so much products that are on the way that have been tested for seasons now. So like everything that's coming out soon, we just want you to stay tuned.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely, check us out. We have, like I said, we're creating a lifestyle. It's more than just the products, it's creating, knowledge. And, we have, a team of writers who are writing articles based on various of topics, whether it's skincare, fashion, whatever it is, whatever's trending, we tend to follow up on that. And, it's amazing from where we started to where we are now.
Beautiful.
And seeing the potential. And yeah, I mean, it's just more. It's more than just us, like I tell Lex, and like I tell people that we meet. Like everybody's Soulita. This is for everybody. The slogan as Lex created it. Para ti Soulita. For your very own. This is for everybody. And if it's not for you, it's for somebody you have to. So that's what we do, and we're always trying to innovate. New solutions, new products, together, and just make things all come into place. So that's Soulita. It's the story behind it. Is where we're at right now, and where we're trying to go. And with the help of Jimmy over here, helping us do that. We can't thank him enough.
Yo. It's about Jimmy right now, yo. Ride it
It's
back.
about you.
She got the one right now.
Fuck
So
out of here.
Been supporting since basically the beginning. Every time he's doing something, he always, lets Soulita be out there. Hey, can you pour that? Puts it out there, to help these small local businesses. And we appreciate that so much.
I love helping out small local businesses, but the one that stood out was definitely Soulita for sure.
And definitely, I'm telling you right now, once Soulita, is employing people and we just got the money we can't count, just know. You need a new ring? I got you.
Word.
Ring light.
Let's go.
Got
The
you.
new ring light.
Got you. Because we are never going to forget the people that helped us at the lowest in the beginning. And like as soon as we recently in October got featured in Rhode Island Monthly, and Rhode Island Monthly is the largest publisher in Rhode Island when it comes to magazines. As soon as that happened, I hit up all the people that was there in the beginning. Even the people who drove me to get ingredients when I couldn't even drive because of dealing with the side effects of the aneurysm. Like, I hit them up telling them how much I appreciate them, because those people who was down for my ideas, for my dreams, it would have been a lot harder without the people that helped me out. So, and you are part of that. Look at your face. Why'd you do that? No, seriously, we appreciate you, for real.
I appreciate the fact that you guys appreciate me, but I appreciate you more.
I appreciate that you appreciate that. I appreciate that you appreciate Soulita.
We appreciate the appreciation from the appreciation.
Yo, we really killed half a bottle of tequila. So.
But we do appreciate, all the supporters and whatnot. We couldn't have done it without y'all. We couldn't have done our party without y'all, which we gotta talk about.
The party was dope.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was dope, and I'm glad.
What part of the party do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Some
We're
loving
open on the podcast, right?
some loving hip hop type jump. I was like, yo, it was a good party,
It was a great party.
Some things I don't recall. I don't remember.
Wait, did you get that fucked up?
Huh?
Did you get fucked up at the party?
I didn't get fucked. Yo, honestly, all right. So
Who got more fucked up at the party?
Nah.
Oh, it was me. He gotta drive.
But you have to drive tonight, though, right? No. But where's the balance? If he had to drive that night, you have to drive.
No. Because when we get to the place we gotta go, then he'll drink. I don't know. It's just, you have to understand. Like, I'm a lightweight. I'm a small body.
Where'd you guys end up after the party?
Freaking Pasha.
No, but you ended up somewhere
that
else.
place.
Yeah, I hate that place too, bro.
No.
You
But
brought him.
Listen. We only went because.
Why? Yeah, why'd you go to? No, I'm talking about you posted something on Snap.
We went to Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan.
We went to Mohegan Sun.
But before Mohegan, you had to stop at Pasha.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, we didn't want to. In my head, I was thinking we were going straight from the party to Mohegan, because that's a drive. It's about an hour and 5 minutes from where we was at. But my close friends, some of his friends, his brother, like, they all wanted to go. We didn't end up doing a toast, so like, they wanted to just like spend some time with us, like, outside of the party. And the whole time we was at the party, we wasn't really partying. We was making sure everything.
It seemed like
was,
that, yeah. You guys seem like you definitely, like, in retrospect now. So I thought something else was going on, but they were busy and like they were in
so
their own
busy.
heads. I would do the same thing. It's so funny that I didn't think about that. But you guys were very, very busy. You definitely seem like, it's so funny, as business owners or as just like curators of the whole thing, you didn't spend any time enjoying the party, but spending a lot of time thinking about how it's going, who's there, and business in general.
You have to understand, it was very risky to do a party where, like, in the middle of COVID and stuff. So we had to be very safe. We had to make sure people were being conscious of what they were doing because they were next to other people. And also we had people also selling the products, because we couldn't just be behind.
Now, how long did you guys have this planned for? Because I'm assuming because it's a 1-year anniversary party, you had this planned for a while, but COVID strikes, now you have to change it almost, because you have to change the...
So, I mean, it's been, I think, like a month. We were just planning on it, getting all the tools and the supplies.
Yeah,
but a lot of it was just like on the go, pretty much. Like, listen, yo, like her brother, yo, we need like
the
5 people.
The official party was planned a month in advance, but I'm assuming like talking about it, you guys are probably talking about it for a couple months, right?
No.
For like a year anniversary party.
No, so like my plan, even like 6-7 months before, my plans was to have an event with other local businesses, having a table, also, selling and having a networking event. That's what I wanted. But months before COVID was happening heavy.
But this is almost better because it's just you now. Just
yes.
you guys.
Yes, definitely. But we didn't think that we didn't have these plans until honestly like a month before. We really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that we did, like we even pushed it like a week later just to have some more time. We was buying balloons like days before.
I saw that, yeah.
Yo, like, but only days before. We were paying extra, like 1 day, 2 days shipping, which like increases the price of things so much that we had to like push it another week away. But it's something that we really wanted to do, but we wanted to be very safe and very comfortable for everyone, and also we wanted to put a bunch of money into showing people that we appreciate them when it comes to the gift favors, the balloons, the new products, the tables, like every single detail we thought for a while, like talking about it within each other, looking at what we had in the bank account and how much can we really spend, and then what we can do.
I mean, it took a lot of energy, a lot of time consumption, and but to see it all come into play,
is rewarding.
like it was rewarding. Yeah. So I mean that I don't regret anything. I can speak for Lex. But
Pasha though.
Yeah, Pasha. Like I mean,
I worked at Pasha through 2 murders.
2 murders.
What?
So yes, that's that bullshit, huh?
So you guys talk about Pasha again like this.
Nah, I can't.
And this is someone who went through like 9/11 shit at the house, and like Pasha was just like, oh, so
yeah, Pasha's cap.
Yeah,
cap. I was like after the anniversary party, I was on demon time. I was trying to go to the hotel.
Yeah.
I was trying to practice making.
You guys had that booked, by the way, Mohegan. You guys had that like booked out, planned.
Yeah,
obviously.
it was booked. It was planned prior, but I was trying to skip the Pasha part and go to Mohegan. But she had her friend.
Good reason.
So pretty much the reason why we went to Pasha is because like her friends wanted to go to Pasha. My brother and my boy seen her friends. Like, all right, boom, set that up. Yeah. Go to Pasha. It worked for them. I mean,
I was tired.
but yeah, we were like gone. But then and it's funny because like at the party, like I didn't really see Lex except like twice, like a couple of times. Like we were like apart.
Yeah.
Which is
you guys
like
are very
weird.
Occupied.
Yeah, we were just occupied going around, making our runs, introducing myself to people.
I didn't see you, like I
we didn't see each other.
We went up to Lex at the party when we got there. I was like, "Where's Evan at?" She looked at you. She was like, "Look at him." And then like she was like, "Look at him. He's so fly." And she was trying to get your attention, and you were just like very occupied.
Yeah, I mean, especially
definitely making your rounds for probably the whole thing.
And like especially like these are like mostly like Lexus's friends, so like when my mom supporters too. But when my mom came through, it was like, she don't know nobody. I have to like kind of like cater to her, be on her side, by her side, and somewhat. So
your family came.
But I mean, but then again, it's like with you, I don't remember like talking. I mean, unless I was like really really gone, like unless you thought I was David, which is my boy who was like my lookalike. He was a DJ. She thought that. Well, she even thought that I was David
for a second because
it was definitely you. But to be fair, you looked occupied.
Yeah, I don't remember, bro.
Like for me, like I feel like we're the same in the sense that like we have distinctive faces. Like I know it's you. People know it's me. What I go anywhere out here, it's either and it's annoying, and you probably go through the same shit where it's like. I hate the most. It's like, oh, you're NY Made Jimmy. It's like, nigga, I'm a barber or I do a podcast. Don't call me NY Made Jimmy. I'd rather you be like, oh, you do the podcast or you do. Then it's like, oh, you cut hair or you do the podcast or you do comedy or whatever. So we both go, like everywhere we go, I feel like we have distinctive faces. You guys look busy as fuck and definitely like a lot on your plate. I feel like it. Like I talked to you guys earlier about the Take As Needed podcast. We did an event. We did a comedy event together before we ended up going like Splitsville and shit. And same thing when I did the podcast event with them. We did like a live comedy podcast and like all over the place. So many people. Same thing with so many people. I didn't even think of it. So many people who were like, "Yo, you remember I saw you and you talked to me here, there, whatever." And it's like you have the event was from 7 to 10 in your case. In my case it was like
A little later.
7 to like 11. So like an hour later, and like you take those couple hours literally to just make sure that the show is going. The show the show is going the way you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
So you only have so much time to like really connect with people who are there.
Right.
In my case, like I'm a partner / sponsor. You have supporters, you have family going. So you have so much time to legitimately like touch base with all those people.
It's true. And like for me, like sometimes like I'll show a face, but I can't recollect every face I'm introduced to. Like unless we have like a really a long duration conversation. Like this is one dude who I won't forget because he came up to me and was on some rebel type shit. So like yeah, he's from Mass. It's cool, but like his demeanor was just like militant. And I felt bad.
That's interesting, yeah.
But but when Lex was like, "Yo, you have beef with like like Jimmy," I'm like, "Nah." I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
so
I was like, "Yeah, I didn't even like."
This is good. This is good podcast content. So
gonna clear the air real quick.
Yeah, this is good podcast content. Lex,
You can zoom in my face like the fuck.
Oh man.
So I got
Horny.
to the.
So what happened?
All right, so fuck. This was before. So you guys started seeing each other in March. So this was in like April, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You guys got on the live. This was the first time I seen Lexus. Like, we've been on each other's close friend story on Instagram.
Yeah.
I knew about Evan. This was the first time you were like. This was like one of the first times you were like publicly out there with Evan on
so
IG Live.
true.
It was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yes, it was like 2, 3 in the morning.
When everybody was asleep.
So, and mind you, we're both in our own little like things. Like you were with Evan, I was with my girl, and like I hopped on their IG Live at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and like I hop on, Evan's like. And mind you, this is like probably the same reaction I would have. So whether it was busting balls in series or whatever, I hop on the IG Live and Evan just like goes into Lex's ear and is like, "Oh, it's your man." And I was just like, I'm on my phone and I'm literally like, So me being like the comedian I am, I'm just like, you guys. I said probably some shit along the lines of like, "Oh, you niggas is sexy" or whatever, like, together. And then like just to break the ice. From there, I'm like, fuck. This thing was set on this live. Like my anxiety kicks in. I'm like, this thing is set on this live. There's some type of like beef or quote unquote beef. We're all like in our 20s and shit. Evan, how old are you? Like we're
30.
all. You're 30?
30, bro.
You're 30.
30.
And you just got a fucking head tattoo. That shit did not hurt.
Nah.
Yo, this nigga's a G.
Young.
Wow. This nigga's a G. You're a G.
Nah.
You got a fucking head
Thank
tattoo
you.
at
That's
30. That's
funny.
crazy. So I get to the... All right. So fast forward. I get to this party. Me and my girl and Lex are like together. And we're like, yo, let's call Evan over here. And Evan, like, he's occupied. I didn't think like it's a party. He's occupied. We look at him. He looks at us. He's still talking to like who he's talking to. And I'm like, yo, it's beef. That's how my mind works.
Oh, man.
Nah, honestly,
I
I
was
just,
So pretty
you
much
know, we're
like,
wearing masks too, so
yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, so pretty much like the backtrack to what you said. It's kind of like, so like when I said like, oh, it's your man's, that's like me being petty. You know,
But you know from
so,
all right,
so
so
but
to
it
be
has nothing
fair,
to do with you though.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like it was just on Lex. It was me and
Yeah.
Penny because she does the same thing to me. Oh, here's your little friends from Oregon. Like,
but this is good for the podcast.
Yeah,
Oregon.
she this Portland. She goes, oh, your little
Who do you
friend.
know in Portland, bro? You know everybody everywhere.
Listen, when you're from New York,
When you
like,
say that's
huh?
a conversation for another time, is that what you just
I
said?
give you one sentence about it, right?
Wow.
I drew a picture of him, right? He shared it on his story. This girl was so like jealous for no reason, blocked me randomly. So months.
Wait, what?
Later,
A girl from Portland?
That's a friend of mine,
yeah,
right?
it's one of his friends, right? So randomly,
I know one person in Portland.
I
Me too.
noticed like, wait, she's blocked.
Wait, is she from Rhode Island originally?
Actually, you do know her because you're mutual friends. I don't think we should air it.
No,
Should we
say
air
it.
it?
Nah.
This is my
I
podcast.
don't think we should air
Wait,
it.
who's this podcast?
Huh?
Well, I know.
I'm just gonna say I don't know.
Say it.
I don't know.
It's okay.
Christina.
Giordano? That's like my first
Yeah.
ex.
Yeah.
That's like my first,
Yeah.
one of my first real relationships.
Yeah, but
Wow.
like,
Oh, let me just say real quick.
yeah.
Which is totally okay. Like,
No, she's
I
very
feel
artsy
no
though. Evan probably had nothing with her. That's not my business.
Yeah, you know, it's nothing. But you know, she's like we. So
if
like,
you did, it's fine. That's probably
Nah.
like whatever. But I'm just saying she's a very artsy person though.
she's very cool.
But I didn't know.
But did you come across brolic though?
No,
But she's also very like
Nah, honestly,
you're
But
so
she
she's
don't even know me.
white and you're like you know what I mean. So also you probably come across brolic.
But me and him wasn't even out there like at all. We
Okay.
did nothing. All I did was drew a picture of him. It looked really nice, really beautiful. She blocked me. I didn't even know her until randomly one day. I guess she
looked at it. Tried to
No.
look-
Actually,
look for her.
she posted him as Man Crush Monday, right? So I click on her page. I couldn't go to her page. I went on Soulita, clicked on her page.
She
it
probably
was
did
fine.
like a Batman premeditated like let me block before I post.
No, she didn't. I saw her on Solita's page.
Okay.
And I have multiple pages.
But I'm saying your personal page, the one that you're blocked on.
Yeah, she blocked.
She probably like a premeditated like let me block before I
Yeah.
get like.
She
you know
blocked.
what I mean?
She just blocked me, but I don't even know the girl, so I hit up him, and I came at him the wrong way. Like, yo, why is she blocking me? I don't even know her.
So I was like the revenge, like yo,
it
that's
wasn't
your
revenge,
man's.
no, because like we didn't
Listen,
talk about it.
I didn't
afterwards.
listen. For me, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why she blocked her.
Yeah.
And towards the end, you know, and she was just like, you know, listen, all that happened, but you know, but fast forward. You know, fast forward. So when she said, "Oh, your friend from Portland," you know, that's just her being petty. So when you hopped onto the live, I'm like, "Oh, this is your man."
It's
That's
your
just me.
opportunity.
It's tit for tat. You know,
Yes,
that's all.
of course.
Nothing against you. You know what I feel me?
Just in case
alright.
she watches this, listens to this,
Oh my gosh.
it's alright. I'm totally okay. Just like find the confidence in you. Don't just be blocking random people.
Lex, if you remember
That's a-
well,
that's a
that's
diss,
like
huh?
when around the time when like me and you first got cool, that was my ex. I dated her at that time.
Yeah, she's very. Listen,
Yeah.
Christina's
crazy.
very cool.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
cool.
She's
She's
cool. You guys
really
would
cool.
actually
She's
be
really
like
cool.
good friends, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, that's something whatever.
But
Yo, the tequila's like hitting right now. It's crazy.
but you know, but
It's alright.
at the night,
It's alright. I feel no feelings.
yeah, there's no Barry Morris,
alright.
nothing. But
I'm gonna make him a dad, so it's okay. You can
She
still
gonna make
look
me a
at
dad.
his stuff.
But
the first sound clip of the night.
But I'm not. But like at the party, like I don't recall. Like maybe it's just for me seeing too many faces,
Yeah.
especially with the mask on. Like I don't even
never met you
recall
before.
meeting
You
you.
didn't know your girl.
So like even like for like when Lex, like for me to like really especially at a party to like to remember you, I had to have a conversation with you for at least like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So when Lex came at me,
I didn't come.
well she told me like, did you talk to Jimmy? I'm like,
Well, in New
like,
York,
nah.
right? Touching back to New York, like that's your man's could come off like ball busting or like beef. It's almost like
It's like rubbing the wrong way.
it's almost nah. Oh my god, this is the most basic like New York thing. Oh, is it word? I saw a list of like New York slang and it was like word could no bet.
Oh, bet
could be
bet.
like beef or it's like I
Right.
bet. This could be like cool or it could be like yo, there's beef.
Yeah.
So I legit was like,
Damn.
okay, that's your man's. It's like, all right, this nigga is
Feeling
just.
Yeah.
Way.
But then when Lex told me that, like, you
But the
guys
tit
left
for
early,
tat thing that you guys, we talked about this last night. Was it last night or the night before? It was like that. It was the tit for tat thing you explained to me. Like that's some shit that I would probably do with my girl.
Yeah, I mean, I still do it till this day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's your man's. Oh, that's your old guy.
yeah.
You know, like,
And realistically, it's like you were a supporter. I thought you were gonna be a rapper. I to me, it was like you were gonna rap yourself. Your brother raps now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be the rapper because legit, I don't know why I thought you were gonna be a rapper.
Listen, like any type of, I like to have different passions. So like, if I'm not doing one thing, okay, why don't I just keep trying with this until?
Are you telling me you were gonna be a rapper?
Nah, like not so like not a rapper,
But like an
kinda
artist.
like an artist in a way that, but it was totally different than what you see, like that you listen to on the radio. Is more something like, okay, I'm gonna do a poetry. I'm gonna do a poetry.
You did do
but on a
poetry for a
beat.
little bit, yeah.
So like do something that's just a little different. Do poetry with more rhythm, and it's like, but it's just not right now. Like with all the time that I'm spending.
I feel
listening
you. I'm
to
struggling
different
right now with
things.
for sure. There's some outdoor comedy stuff, just like there's outdoor stuff. There's not a lot. Actually, like, I kind of have it easy because there's a few outdoor comedy stuff, but there's not a lot of outdoor like poetry and like even just stuff for local artists.
I mean, there was probably like 1 to 2 clicks that would
Yeah.
do some events. AS220, Daily Note,
In public, not private.
Public Not Private.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was already ready to start doing my own stuff.
And
Even-
you definitely could.
Yeah, it's just like it's hard right now.
Yeah.
There was a lot of plans that got terminated / postponed because of how the world's going on right now.
So aside from the little, it's fun to have little like petty, hilarious tit for tat. Aside from that, you guys you seem like a very healthy relationship.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we are. I mean,
Hell yeah.
Pridefully,
Yeah, we are.
We got a bank account together.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, pridefully, respectfully, you know. But don't get it twisted. No relationship is perfect.
Nah,
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Facts.
But there's a difference between being full blown toxic and not even there's a difference between being full blown toxic and just having your little like tit for tat or your little arguments or whatever. But you guys seem like pridefully, you guys seem like a very healthy relationship that also have the same goals more or less.
Yeah. Like this relationship, I'm telling you right now, once we started working together, it was like once I knew that we could work together to create together, that our purposes became shared, that he had as much as ambition as I have, and his ideas were like so good and very successful. Like when we put into energy into his ideas, I don't want him to go anywhere. So like a long time, like I'm still learning how to love in a way that so we can last forever, like all the time. And and it's
Yeah,
this relationship is fucking beautiful.
yeah, I mean,
It's truly
you know,
beautiful.
we're still learning along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, like me entering Lexus's world, in Rhode Island, hopefully, it'll be the same energy entering my world, like in New York City.
Oh,
Which
facts.
is, a little more faster, and you're stepping into like an industry where you know it's fast and it's carelessness. So I definitely want just to prepare for that. You know, because I just I'm just going along the way. Just like taking it by storm. So that's what I'm preparing for. For that future.
And I have faith because I feel like when I quote unquote met you on the IG live, we had that little whatever the fuck that was on the IG live. But even after that, we had fun. We if you remember well, we definitely like I had my little jokes in there, and we were going a little bit back and forth on like the New York stuff, and like I feel like I admired the fact that you came from a different world and you kind of like stepped back. Yeah. When you go from New York to this, you're stepping back and you're stepping into like a slower pace for her for the business, and like I definitely admired that for sure. So you could definitely tell that it's healthy and it's like something that you guys are both working hard on. So that definitely inspires people aside from your own story.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he's gonna make his way back to New York with me. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're trying to continue building this foundation in Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. So what we have been creating can still have energy here, moving it into New York, and like I will go anywhere with him. I just think right now is a good time to make it just like this. Just make Soulita just blow. Yeah, because this is Soulita's city, and there's a lot of opportunities that are given or we created here. So let's make it work here. Let's do it here, and then let's move. Let's go to where you want to go, and I'm down for whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't take that for granted at all, because like when we first met, like he was going right back. Even when COVID happened, like he was gonna be going back, but like I know he's saying because Soulita and for me, this relationship and the plans that we have put together, and right now we are here.
Yeah. Now
we are here.
Yeah, I mean, because I grew up. When you start something, you don't not finish it. So like why move to New York and not stick it out here, work on this business with Lex. And, just trying to, just like this podcast, just like what you're doing, trying to build legacy, whether it's for something or for somebody. So, I mean, and it's just more so like, not putting any limitation on your path, so like taking, Soulita on a bigger pedestal, if it's LA, New York, or wherever, Egypt, I don't know, but it's just it's just seeing the potential and where it can go. That's pretty much it. And as long as like like you said, the relationship is healthy, the work is healthy, we can just take it wherever we want it, take it by storm, pretty much.
I mean, realistically, relationship wise, personally, like between the both of you as lovers, that seems healthy. Business wise, that seems very, very healthy. You guys can conquer anything.
So fucking cute. Yeah.
I'm cute as fuck. I mean, like I'm soft. People know that I'm soft.
Tender, no, I'm joking.
Now we're all out there. We're all soft. So I feel like you guys could definitely conquer anything, for sure.
I mean, it's just like we were talking about earlier. I mean, it's just looking at the outlook of like Rhode Island. There's no longevity within these like creative institutions. I'll say.
That's one thing I'll say. Not to interrupt you, but like that's one thing I'll say like out loud right now. Like I don't fuck with the fact that in Rhode Island it's like if you try to do things outside of Rhode Island, there becomes specifically the city of Providence. There becomes an unnecessary like hate or like the sense of like knocking whoever is trying to like do something outside of Providence. I've never respect that. I've never like, and I would hope that as a city, I'm not from here, but I've spent a lot of time, a good amount of time here at this point in my life. I'm gonna be 27 when you guys are listening to this. I'm gonna be 27. Um, I've been here since I was 18. I spent a good portion of my life here. I don't like the fact that if you're from Providence, if you try to accomplish something outside of Providence that you may have built here, there becomes this sense of hate or knocking from the outside, because it's like, oh, that person's trying to do this out here in New York or in Boston or in North Carolina or whatever. Now it's like, oh, this person left Providence, they're fake or they're whatever, and I don't fuck with that. I think we need to get rid of that. I think that if somebody wants to grow outside of wherever they're from, then, because that doesn't happen in New York. Like, I'm from Harlem, I'm from Washington Heights, like originally, like I still have those people supporting me, and in Providence it doesn't feel like the same. It feels like if you do something outside of Providence, there's like that, like, oh, this person went over there, fuck them.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a loss of trust or or whatever. I mean, I lost my best friend, when I moved out there to New York, and it sucks, but you become numb to it, and you kind of overlook a lot of those, like.
And I'm sure Lex would go through it too. Like I'm making an assumption, but this is based off of experience. This is based off. You're not the first person I've heard of go through that, and like, you could move to North Carolina, and I'm sure people will be like, "Oh, Lexus went Hollywood." Or something along those lines, like what Evan went through, and I don't fuck with that. I've never fucked with that. That's something very Providence-esque people do out here, where definitely, I'm not labeling everybody, but like most people out here, I've heard of that, where people will be like, oh, you leave Providence, you do something outside of Providence, it's like, oh, this person went Hollywood or whatever, and like they're not, they shitted on Providence, or they don't fuck with Providence because they went somewhere else to try to accomplish this. And it's like, yo, this is the creative capital, but you can blossom into somewhere else and do this somewhere else and try to grow whatever you're doing, whether you're a musician or any type of artist, or you're just a business owner in general. You have that right to blossom somewhere else.
Exactly. And this is one of the reasons why I make sure that I I I created things that will stay in Providence and Rhode Island no matter what. Like my scholarship, Bloom Where You're Planted scholarship, is only for Rhode Island students. And also, one of the reasons why I did it is because before I give out to the world, I need to give back. And that's not going to change. Even if I'm, from in a different coast, it's always going to be here. And once the money isn't a problem or is just there that I can't count, like, there's going to be more things that we are going to do as the owners of Soulita to revitalize our community, because we're entrepreneurs. I feel like that's what we need to be doing. As long as you're, doing something, at least for me, because a lot of different Providence people, institutions brought me into the person that I am today. So, like, me doing things like the scholarship and also trying to create a business with a storefront here, that's my piece. But I want to do that everywhere. It's not just my hometown. So, and I just understand it. I totally understand it. But if anybody feels like a hater, like, if I leave, if I bring my wealth somewhere else, that's on them.
No,
because
of course.
That's on them, because that you're not looking close enough to
At
see
the end
exactly
of the day, I know
doing.
you don't give a fuck, and I know that realistically, like, you shouldn't. And I know Evan doesn't. I wouldn't. But I'm just calling it out how I see it. Like, every week I try to just be as real as fucking possible. This is my outlet to be as real as possible, and it's like, that's something that I haven't spoken on yet, and Evan reminded me of, and I'm glad you did. Like, that's something that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
To me, that's just as simple as that. Like, that's something that shouldn't be a thing. That's something that pisses me off.
No, and I totally understand. But I definitely chose to do certain things that because it's something that I truly wanted to do. And I grew up here, and I wouldn't be, certain parts of me wouldn't be the same if I didn't grow up here. So the things that I'm doing with Soulita, like legit, the first day that I created the website is the first day that I started the scholarship because I knew, not even knowing if the money was going to be coming in, 5% goes to that scholarship for someone who went through something like I did from my city. Because I know I'm not the only person who went through the same thing and still was positive, still it was involved in their community. So it's like that's my part.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like I needed to do. So no matter where I go, if anybody feels some type of way, that's on them.
I mean, yeah, but not, like people hating is it's part of the nature of like having a business, and that's why like I don't put my name on so much, is because I feel like when you put your name on a lot of things, because people know it's you, they're not gonna support, as opposed to like if you're anonymous, So that's why like I'm not too flashy. I don't really post too much in my story.
very low key.
Very low key. And for me, that's just the way. That's just the choice I choose. I choose to like live, being very low key. No one really knows what I'm doing. I just move in silence, And for me, like that's where I get my peace, But like, I mean, like according to Rhode Island, like there has been a few people that I reached out to just to collab with Soulita, and I get they blow smoke or they just don't respond, which is cool. Like I don't mind. For me it's just like, you're not gonna respond to me, boom, we got Rhode Island monthly. Oh, you're not gonna respond to me, boom, I've got another magazine on the way. So it's kind of like looking at like I said earlier, looking at the bigger picture. It's kind of like we want to work with you guys, but like if if you guys don't want to work with us, it's okay. No hard feelings. I'm numb to it. But we're still gonna strive to where we want to be. So like, if we were to feel any type of way, we'd not be here on this podcast. With Jimmy, the man of the hour. What I'm saying? What time was it?
The cook.
His birth is in 1 hour, but like,
is it? Whatever.
But like,
I want the eggs.
We're still gonna work twice as much. We're built different, and we're just gonna keep striving. Like, I ain't gotta say too much about that. The vibes. I know my body. That's it.
Yes. Let's get it.
That's it.
Oh my God. Let's go.
That's beautiful.
And that's fact though.
Aside from, I'm gonna pick it before I make my little like insert and then close this out. I'm gonna pick at you guys one last time. Is there anything else, sneak peeks or anything that you want to let anybody know about? Any future plans that you want to let anybody know about before we close this out?
We're going hard this fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
This fourth quarter, we going.
It is the fourth
hard.
quarter of the year. It is.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
we're
what,
going hard.
that's how you find out what a true champion is. Fourth quarter.
You know what?
But I will say this, and I don't know if I can say this or not. But
This is a podcast, so remember what I told you. It's like whatever.
But now like be on the lookout. We're touching real estate.
Yes.
In North Providence, so be on the lookout for that. And just look out for more press. Coming to a store near you. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say too much. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
When the cameras are done. All right, sure.
And then next week I'll be like,
guess what?
And then I'll be like, I can't tell you.
Nah, it's coming soon, but there's gonna be a big change to Soulita.
Good.
A big
Keep them waiting. That's fine. I'm not going to say shit. I'm not going to say shit.
All for the better. Big change.
Good. All right. So before we close it out, I'm going to give my shout outs to them at the very, very end. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know that I released a long sleeve to support the podcast, and I am partnering with the Armenia Fund to support anybody going through what is happening in Armenia and Artsakh.
when you're listening to this podcast or watching this podcast on October 21st, it'll be the last day. I'm gonna make it so that it's literally until midnight, October 21st. It's gonna be my birthday, my 27th birthday. I couldn't ask for a better birthday present than to cop a long sleeve, and half of all proceeds, half of all sales will be going to the Armenia Fund to donate to anybody going through this crisis in Armenian Artsakh. For those who don't know, do your own research. Don't just listen to this podcast. Just like I didn't just listen to my girl, listen to my boss, who those close to me may know. I work for an Armenian. I did my own research and understand what is happening in Armenia, understand what is happening in Artsakh, and don't let another Armenian genocide happen. Don't let not just another Armenian genocide happen, but another Armenian genocide go unrecognized. Cop the shirt. If you don't cop the shirt, even just donate, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just donate in your own way. If you don't cop the shirt, go to the Armenia Fund, donate, do your own research, spread awareness. What is happening is not right, and it's happened before. And to prevent another case of why did we let this happen, do your own research and figure out what is going on and figure out what you can do to prevent it. It has been wonderful to have you guys.
Thank you for having us and inviting us.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do this again. I mean, you guys are partners of this podcast, so this is bound to happen sometime soon. And I hope next time we can talk about what more tattoos are gonna be on the dome piece. Yeah. The magnificent. Yo, show them one more time, bro. Like, just flex it real quick.
Flex.
Let's
Can't even see it. The camera's not that way. The camera's that way.
Nah, but you could definitely see it. I know the angle. It's cool.
The angle. It's cute.
Lexus, Evan, thank you for coming by. Next time we'll have. I'm confident that we'll have more great news, and I'm confident that there will be more. There will be more great things to talk about. So, cop the soap, cop the motherhood sets, cop the beardhood sets, cop the body polish, cop. Yes. Use promo code Jimmy's Diner at checkout.
Let us get rid of our inventory.
Let's go. They work way too fucking hard, and it's awesome. Take it from me. Take it from this beard.
There you go.
I'll catch y'all on episode 46. Until then, this has been Jimmy's Diner. Check out Soulita soap for the very last time.
Happy birthday to Jimmy.
My name is Jimmy.